Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Los Angeles Rams.
Go tonight, 180. I got you.
On first down, Moon, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
76. 76.
Throwing on third. Goff. Going for the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this punt sails over the sideline, and the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 27, Mayfield, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. Third and long for Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
They'll roll him out right. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. A good pick up there for the Browns, 15 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now, rather than risk anything, Mayfield here, he's going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. This is Ronald Jones, played his collegiate ball on this field for USC. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Working out of the gun. Mayfield nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald. It's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. And his kick here is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals. All right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Watch the fly, watch the fly, watch the fly. Watch the fly, motion, block.
On first down, gone. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Goff. They got a man, it's Woods. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 43. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good pickup, 17 yards, and also a Rams first down. On 1st and 10, Goff. And that's complete to Cooks. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now a give, right side. Moon, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Back to throw, Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Myles Garrett in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Mayfield off the play fake. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On third down, Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a fourth down situation.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Now a first down throw. Gone. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The first down play, to be frank, nothing short of awful, and now they have to deal with 2nd and very long.
You go tight. You got tight.
Hey, kill. Obama. Go. Turbo set.
Goff now looks to throw, and that's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Rams on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Down to lose 1.
A shotgun snap for Goff. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, and it's a laser, headed for the sidelines. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Browns drive about to get started, and they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. A run for Nick Chubb. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Throwing, Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. On the delay, Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6 at the 40-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath. Nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So a couple of 1st downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They try and run on 1st down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And he'll give it here to his running back. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down.
Here we go.
Out of the gun. Goff. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Let's go. You tighten.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Carson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. On 2nd and a couple. Goff. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Gone. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Goff now looking to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Woods the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
He was covered by Denzel Ward.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Goff now to throw. Letting one go deep for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And Zerline's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game. Yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now Mayfield. It's caught. Beckham. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the play. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mayfield, this complete to Jones. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And some room to work. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 9th touchdown of the season. And once again, the Browns are back in front. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Moon. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
That's right, baby. They don't want to.
On first down, Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Check. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. I got it.
And again, it's Chubb. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Run. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. I got it.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He sets to fire deep. That's going to be caught. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb, his 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
Let's go.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kaiser White.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They run. Chubb. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. They run it again with Chubb. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Mayfield down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To throw is Goff. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Very difficult night for the guys on offense. They've got to be looking at each other in the huddle and on the sidelines. How are we going to find some open space to complete a pass and find open room to run? This defense all night long.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46 and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
180. Point it right, point it right, point it right. Pull it together. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Check 52.
Following the interception, Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Goff now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Goff's throw here finds Woods. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Goff. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Check 55 to Mike. Hey, watch the slant.
On 1st down, it's gone. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
On 2nd down, Moon. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They'll keep it on the ground. Moon. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. They run for it with Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And it is good. That cuts the lead now to 11, 24, 13 our score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy. because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Now it's Carson. Decent start to the drive there. Of course, they need the touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal.
Yeah, those guys are into it. How about the guys on the sideline? Do you see the coaches signaling? All the personnel groups up on the sideline ready to go in and out of the game. They've got to condense their time now in order to try and get back into it.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. They run again with Carson. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. How about this Browns defense they've held so far? And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Chris Carson, his 2nd touchdown of the night, as his guys are back within a single score.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. I don't want to say that they're completely against the wall here, Charles, but all of a sudden, with the run that they've been on the other sideline, this is down to a 3-point game. They got to be careful.
Not much space from their back to the wall, though. So you're exactly right. They've got to be careful here. But this is where the value of note-taking and recall comes into play. What was working earlier? Why was it working? Can you get those types of matchups again? And can you run those plays that'll get you a little bit more breathing room and a little bit of space?
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. And now hang on here. The door, can you hear it? It's a little open.
Or is that the squeaky hinges that I'm hearing right now? Yeah, the door.
Is that too high pitch?
No, not at all. The door is open a little bit. It's almost like when you told those horror stories on the camping trip, right? And now, look out.
Yeah.
We got a little bit different look on the game at this point.
Big momentum swing here in the 4th on the punt fumble. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Goff now to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the end zone, Goff. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And did he get in? No, they'll mark him down at the 1-yard line. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal.
We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Cleveland, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for L.A., it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin.